I keep getting comments saying farmers pay your tax, so I thought I'd address that a little. Farmers pay taxes already. We pay for earnings taxes, national insurance contribution, employee pension allowance for all of our staff, business rates if that's got business properties on it, VAT, corporation tax or private income depending on your setup. We also pay a lot of greening taxes and VAT due to the government's stealth taxes on the products we need to produce food for you, which we mostly produce at a loss, while having the subsidies which we're meant to have to cover the difference taken away from us. But that's another video. The thing where people get confused is saying that farmers pay no inheritance tax. Now, we pay private inheritance tax like everybody else at the full 40%. The difference is that we don't pay it on the land or on the businesses, because all businesses get business property relief and we get agricultural property relief. The reason for that is there's not enough profit in businesses to sustain paying that on every time it changes hands. So their old advice was, leave your parents in charge of all family businesses, not just farming, and they get a wage from it rather than a pension, and when they die, the assets are transferred to you. With these new rules, it means if you do that, you'll have to pay tax on 20% of all business assets or agricultural land assets, which people haven't got the money to pay and will drive businesses bust. Whereas if you are a normal person, you're normally employed. So when your parents die, you just pay the personal inheritance tax. But your job is safe, your home is safe, your mortgage is safe. With a farm and with family businesses, it's normally got 3 or 4 generations working there, plus employees. So if you lose 20% of that business is no longer viable to pay you an income. You can't pay your staff, so you may have to reduce staff, and that business is no longer viable. And because your home is tied to the farm, if you've got to sell the farm, you lose then your parents, you lose your income, you lose your home, and you lose the future for any other generations of kids you've got already working in the business. So we're not just losing out on one thing, we're losing on the whole lot, and I don't think the public realise that. Any questions, drop us a message, happy to chat. What I forgot to say is people are saying use the 7-year rule, which is transfer it from the older generation to the new one. Problem with that is the rules of gift in kind. So if you transfer that asset to the next generation, their generation which set up the business can't live in any property associated, you can't pay for their rent, you can't pay them an income, you can't pay them any payments at all, not even a pension allowance out of the business. Otherwise it's cast that they're receiving a gift in kind. And you're then done for tax avoidance and made to pay 40% plus capital gains. So the government's been very clever at tying up every loophole to make it impossible to hand over your businesses without paying a high rate of tax, and to asset strip this country of family-run businesses. Because corporation companies don't pay tax on this, there's lots of loopholes for paying even income tax. Trusts don't. So all the big companies won't be paying any taxes, it's only the small family businesses which are getting asset stripped.